everyone, I hope you're okay. So today I've got another vinyl project for you using the heat transfer vinyl from HTV Ront. Now if you saw the last video, you'll saw that I made this bandana for Eddie and I used the white heat transfer vinyl from this pack. But today I'm going to use the black and I'm going to be making a design to go on the front of this tote bag. So briefly, I'll just explain in case you didn't see the last video. So HTV Ront kindly sent me this box of heat transfer vinyl. It's got two rolls in it, black and white. Both the rolls are 12 feet long by 12 inches wide. And also in the box was this weeding tool, which is great. I used it, as I say, in the last video, and I'm going to use it again today. So all the instructions about the heat transfer vinyl are on the box, which is great. So it tells you how you can use the heat transfer vinyl using a home iron, or how you can use it using a heat press. Now I've not got a heat press, but I've got my Cricut Easy Press. So that's what I used in the last video, and that's what I'm going to use again today. So it says that you set your heat press to between 300 and 320 Fahrenheit. It tells you to preheat your garment for about 2 to 3 seconds. I've already preheated this tote bag and I folded it in half and put a crease down the middle just to give me an idea of placement. Once I cut the vinyl, it says apply the transfer as instructed above. Use a Teflon sheet. I don't have a Teflon sheet, but I do have like baking paper or parchment paper, so I'm going to use that. It says apply medium pressure to the garment, well in my case the tote bag, for 10 to 15 seconds. Allow it to cool for about 45 seconds and then peel. So it's not a hot peel and it's not a cold peel. Heat transfer vinyl, depending on where you get them from, or depending on what type of heat transfer vinyl they are, can be either a hot peel, a cold peel, or like this, a warm peel. So you just leave this one for 45 seconds, so it doesn't have to be completely cold. So that's just a quick overview of the product. I will put a link at the end of this video to the doggy bandana where I used the white heat transfer vinyl from this box, so you'll be able to go back and watch that, and I go through everything that's on the box in more detail. So I've already got a piece of the black heat transfer vinyl on my ScanNCut mat, which is loaded into my machine. Now with heat transfer vinyl, you have a shiny side and you have a dull side. So the product goes onto your mat shiny side down, because heat transfer vinyl has a kind of an inbuilt transfer sheet, if you like, and that's the shiny bit. So you put it shiny side down, dull side up, and whatever you cut in reverse. Particularly if it's text, you need to mirror it. Or if it's a design that kind of, has a specific orientation, again, you need to mirror it. So I've already mirrored my design, and as I say, I've already got it on my mat. Now stay to the end of the video, because there is going to be a giveaway in this video, and I'll explain all the details as we go on near the end of the video. So let's just go over to the ScanNCut machine. So just to explain again, once again, I am using my regular standard mat with my regular blade. I'm not using the vinyl blade for this because I'm mindful that not everybody has got it. So as I've said in the past, I do have the fabric blade, I have the rotary blade, I have the vinyl blade, and I do try to use those specific blades for specific projects. But because not everybody has got the vinyl blade, I'm not going to use it. And to be honest, you don't need it. It's kind of really, I think, more for like intricate cuts. So for this particular design, I am going to cut this design in vinyl. It says, I'm not always sarcastic, sometimes I'm sleeping. And because this design has two different ways of weeding, I've taken a screenshot of the design and I've put it on my phone, because if you imagine that this white box here is our black heat transfer vinyl, which I'm going to cut in today, I'm going to be mostly weeding the black vinyl away to leave the words. But for this section here, sometimes and I'm going to do like a reverse weed. So I'm going to leave those black elements in and weed out the individual letters. So that's just to remind me when I'm weeding it so that I don't peel off the wrong thing. So that's a tip for you. Take a screenshot or, you know, take a photograph with your phone of the design that you're going to be using and have that in front of you when you're weeding, because it's so easy to just kind of like start to peel away everything like we normally do. And especially when you've got two different elements of vinyl here, you know, it's easy to mess your design up. So I've got the design on my phone. So I'm going to go over to the ScanNCut machine now. And as I say, I've already got the design on my USB stick in my machine. I've got my mat preloaded with my HTV Ront heat transfer vinyl. And I've got the heat transfer vinyl held down in a couple of places with some washi tape because, as I said, I think in another video, you know, even though your mat might be sticky, vinyl doesn't always necessarily adhere fully to your mat because it, you know, of like the shiny surface. I'm going to bring up the design that's in my ScanNCut machine. So I'm going to go to retrieve data. I'm going to go USB stick because that's where I've saved the file. I'm going to choose the file. I'm not sure how well you'll see this. I'll try and zoom in a little. But it's there on the screen and it's already reversed. I opened the design in Canvas Workspace and I flipped it, only so that I wouldn't forget, because when I'm recording, obviously I'm mindful of lots of different things that are going on around me with different cameras and microphone and that kind of thing. And I didn't want to forget. But if you bring your design over and you've not mirrored it, you can do that directly on the machine. But mine is pre-mirrored. I'm going to say OK. And I'm going to do a background scan and press start. Okay, so I'm going to go into the wrench and I'm going to make the background lighter just so that I can see the words on my design. And I'm just going to move it ever so slightly with my stylus and hope that it's not too big. I might actually just make it a little bit smaller, because it's actually quite tight on the vinyl. That's better. Okay, so I've just made it a little bit smaller, but it's fine, it's not a problem. So I'm going to say OK, it's already reversed. I'm going to say OK, I'm going to select cut, but before I press start, I'm going to go into the wrench and I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to make sure that half cut is on, and it is, because the last time I used my machine, I cut the white vinyl for the doggy bandana. So I'm going to say OK and start and just let that now start to cut. And I'm not sure how long it's going to take. It says 6 minutes, but that can be anything up to 6 minutes. So I may speed this bit up and then come back when it's all done. Okay, so that's finished cutting. So I'm going to unload it and start to weed it. So I'm just going to remove the bits of washi tape that I put on to hold the vinyl down, because I'm not sure how well you'll see this, but it's quite a big design. It's about 11.5 by 11.5 or a bit bigger, I can't remember. So another tip is you can weed it while it's still on your mat if you think that's going to help, or you can take it off. So as I said to you before, I've got the design already saved and I can see from the design that, let me just get it the right way around. So it says I've actually cut the wrong design, but it's fine. I did wonder why it was so big on my mat. I've cut the one that says, so it says sarcasm, one of the many services I offer. Okay, I'm not always sarcastic, sometimes I'm sleeping. That was the one I was going to cut, and that's the one I took a screenshot of, but I've loaded this one. It doesn't matter, they both reversed. I made a couple anyway because I couldn't decide which one was going to go on the tote. So I just need to remember now which bits I need to weed out. I think I need to weed out the bits that says I offer, because they're in this large kind of tag shape. So those words will show through on the bag, but I can't remember about anything else, so I'm going to have to double check. So I'm going to start off with, just going to turn it round to the side. So I'm going to start off with weeding out these letters here, because I think these are the letters I've got to take out, because these bits will show through the bag. But the middles of the letters need to stay in place. Normally we would weed out all the middles of the letters, but as I said at the beginning, these designs kind of have got two elements to them. When I'd loaded both designs onto my USB stick, I liked both of them, but I've obviously loaded up the wrong one. So I think everything else now just needs to weed as normal. So I think I'll leave it on the mat and just see if this helps. So I'm going to grab a corner. I did actually put a weeding box around this so I can see a square around it. So I'm going to start to lift and I'm going to start to weed and see how far I get. So I think all this needs to come out. I think maybe on this design it was only that one place where I needed to like reverse weed it. But on the other design there was a couple of places. I'm just going to take my time and weed it. I may speed up this bit, I'm not sure, we'll see, I'll see how I go. This all needs to come away. And if you're unsure, you know, or your vinyl gets too unwieldy for you, you can cut off, you know, like this as you go. Sometimes it does just break apart like it is here anyway. This vinyl is so soft, it's lovely. I think, as I said the other day in the other video, the vinyl's lovely. So I'm just going to keep weeding. I'm glad I put a weeding box around it because it does make it a bit easier. And a weeding box, for anybody that doesn't know, is literally just, you know, in my case this is a square around my design. If you were doing something more circular, you could put a circle or something round it. And it just helps with things like this when you're peeling away vinyl. So I'm taking my time. I'm just trying to have a look at my design as I go. See, there's some there that needs to come out, but you can see, you know, you just help it out with the weeding tool that's included in this set, and it just makes it so easy. So I'm just going to keep going along, removing this in sections, hoping that I'm pulling up the right bits because I've not cut this design before. So I'm in here now where it's going into the letters, so I'm just going to get my weeding tool, help it lift out these little bits, and can you see now, like, this is all starting to stick together, so you can kind of peel it off, cut it off, try not to go out of shot, but it's, you can see the size of this design. It's not easy when you've got a camera that's literally right at your eye line. So I'm going to get all this off. Get my weeding tool in there where it's going round this kind of curly design. So that's all the vinyl off there for now. So now I just need to weed out the little bits in the middle. So we'll pull those out. This one I think stays as it is, and then everything else is just as normal. So I need to weed out all the middles of the letters. There's a bit of vinyl in there that I need to remove. Just popping these in my bin as I go, so I don't end up with bits of vinyl all over the place, or end up, you know, heat pressing a stray piece of vinyl to my bag that I don't want to do. But you can see it weeds lovely, and hopefully this will all work out. So I'm just going to take the middles out of these letters. I just need to turn it round the right way now and look at it. So it says sarcasm, one of the many services I offer. So now I'm going to peel away the outside now, because I don't want this sticking to my bag. This is just the excess vinyl from where I put my weeding box. And so weeding box does help, especially with big designs like this. So just peel all this excess away now. And when I take this off the mat and I turn it over and put it on the bag, hopefully I'll be able to see if I've missed, you know, any sections of vinyl, but I don't think I have. I think this is how it's meant to be. So as I say, I've already pre-pressed my bag. Now my pressing station is behind me, but just to make this a little bit easier, I'm going to bring my mat in. I'm going to bring my bag in. Let's just find, I've put a press line in vertically, so let's just find a horizontal. So that is the middle of the bag. So now I've got my design, and this is how it looks. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to fold the vinyl in half and put a little crease just at the top, not right through the design. And that crease is going to line up with the crease that I've put vertically on my bag. So let's just have a look at this. This can go up a bit more. Like I say, it is a big design. So I'm going to press that down. And it does look like I've got everything in place, but because this is so big, I think I'm going to have to press it in a couple of sections. So I'm going to cover some of it up with my parchment paper. Just going to bring my easy press in. So it's set at 300 degrees, and it said on the box for 10 to 15 seconds. So I think what I'm going to do, I've got mine set for 15, but because I'm doing it in sections, I'm going to take the time down to 10 seconds, and I'm going to press as much as I can on this side and then move it around. I'm going to press it down. I'm going to press start. Let the 10 seconds count down. Then I'm going to move it down. I'm just lifting this up to get it on my pressing mat. I'm going to press it down again and press start and do another 10 seconds. And then I'm going to do the same on this section. And then I'll give it one last kind of press all over. So let's do the bottom half first. So we're going to put this on and start. And I'm just applying kind of like medium pressure with my hands. A heat press would be brilliant for something like this, because you could get the whole design under in one go. But this is, you know, the only easy press I've got, and it is only a kind of 7-inch one. I know they do a bigger one, but at the time when I was buying it, I didn't do a lot of vinyl. So I kind of think I've got most of it down. So I'm going to let it cool for the 45 seconds. See if I can peel it off, see if it peels off okay, then I'll give it another going over thoroughly. I'm not so sure if I've got all this up here, so I might, you know, have to give it another press in a minute, but I'll let it cool down, as I say, and then we'll see how we go. So I'm just going to start peeling. I can see it's lifting there a little bit, but that might just be, yeah. So what I'm going to do, it's only lifting just on the ends, but I'm just going to give it another 10 seconds. And then, as I say, if I see any more areas that are lifting, then I'll just apply some more pressure. It's just because it's quite a big design, and my little easy press I think is only about 7 by, or is it 9 inches? I can't remember. But it's not as big as this anyway. Okay, so let's have another go. This should have cooled down now. Seems to be coming away nicely. Nothing seems to be lifting at the moment. Maybe a little bit at the bottom, but that's probably because I didn't have the design fully on matte underneath. So that's all come off. I'm not sure how well you'll see that, but that's all off. So that now gets thrown away. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go over it again, just applying some pressure. I'm going to bring this down and onto my mats underneath now. And I'm not setting the timer, I'm just doing it by hand. Because again, the design's big and my mat's only about 12 by 12 or something. So let's put that there. Let's have a look. That's all down, nothing's lifting. Oh, that's hot. These bits at the bottom. So I'm going to turn it over. And I'm just going to give it a blast from the back. I'll just move my heat press out of the way and turn that off. Get rid of my pressing mat. And here's the design on my tote bag. I'll see if I can. That's about as much as I can get it all in. So this particular bag, just to give you an idea, about 19 3/4 wide. And 15.5, but it's got a gusset, so it's probably about 19 by 19 or thereabouts. So it's a big size. So you can see that this is a, you know, a big vinyl transfer. So Sarcasm, one of the many services I offer. So that's today's project, using, as I say, the HTV Ront heat transfer vinyl. Now, HTV Ront have kindly offered a giveaway. So this giveaway, I'll explain. All the terms and conditions will be on the screen on the video when you come to watch it. They'll all be listed directly under the video on YouTube. This will also be on my blog, and all the terms and conditions will be on there as well. So it's open to people who live in the UK, US, Canada and Australia. So those 4 countries. The prize that they're offering, I'll try and put on screen now, is this hanging vinyl storage. So I think from memory it holds 24 rolls. I can't remember. But I will try and put a link to it all in the blog post. And I think the monetary value of it is about 20 UK pounds. So right, what do you have to do for the giveaway? So the first thing you've got to do is here on YouTube, or if you're watching this on my blog, you'll be watching it on YouTube through my blog. I need you to hit that thumbs up, so hit the like button. You need to be subscribed to my YouTube channel. You also need to be subscribed to my blog, so you can see my website address here, applelover53.co.uk. Go over there, and when you go on, there'll be a box that pops out that says sign up here for the newsletter, something like that. And that just gives me your details. You need to go over to HTV Ront YouTube channel and subscribe to their YouTube channel. And in the description of the box under this video here on YouTube, not on my blog, just under this video, I want you to leave me a comment telling me what heat transfer vinyl projects you actually make. You will see this video. It will go live on Tuesday the 21st of February. On Monday the 27th, I will draw a winner at random. But as I say, you've got to bear in mind that this giveaway can only be sent to the UK, the US, Canada and Australia. If you live outside of those countries, unfortunately, you can't win the item if you don't live in any of those 4 countries. And the way that I'm going to announce the winner is on my blog, because I was going to reply to your comment under the YouTube video, but I've heard that there are a lot of scams going around at the moment where people are replying to people's comments under YouTube comments saying you've won, contact me here via this and this. So I'm not going to do that. So I want you to leave me the comment telling me what heat transfer vinyl projects you make under the YouTube video. But that's why I also want you to make sure you're subscribed to my blog, because on Monday the 27th of February, I will announce the winner on my blog. Then you can contact me via the contact form on my blog. Tell me that, you know, you are the YouTube winner with your YouTube channel name, whatever you use. And then you'll have to send me your address and I will get this vinyl hanging storage sent out to you. Let's go over that again just to clarify. The giveaway is only open to people that live in the UK, the US, Canada, Australia. And the terms of the giveaway are: you need to like this video of mine on YouTube, you need to make sure you're subscribed here to my YouTube channel and to my blog over at applelover53.co.uk. You need to go over to the HTV Ront YouTube channel and subscribe to them. And underneath my video on YouTube, you need to tell me what heat transfer vinyl projects you make. So that's it. But as I say, all the information will be listed on screen. It'll be listed under the YouTube video and it'll be listed in the accompanying blog post over on my website. So that's it. That's the project. So that's the black HTV Ront heat transfer vinyl, and that's the project I did the other day using the white. It's lovely and soft. I have to say, you can't kind of feel it. You can't feel any ridges of it. It's lovely. I hope you've enjoyed the projects. I am going to be doing more vinyl projects, so make sure you are subscribed. I've got several vinyl projects coming up, and I've also been designing a lot of rhinestone cutting files, and some of them combine rhinestones and heat transfer vinyl. Some of them are just all rhinestones. I am going to be selling the rhinestone cutting media and transfer tape and rhinestones as well, so make sure you are subscribed, as I say, to my website and my YouTube channel, because there's loads of things that are going to be coming up over the coming weeks and months. Anyway, that's it for now, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Thank you.